Greetings once again, future Demon Kings. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with another chapter of Dead Rock, where previously Hien came to repay his debt to Yakuto for saving him from the anthill, but we also ended up learning about the history of Cougar and Hien. Well, Hien looked up to Cougar's strength. Cougar was jealous of Hien's way with the lady. It helped that he was a prince after all, and while Hien was ready to finally prove himself stronger than his old mentor, Yakuto declared that he would be the one to take down Cougar, despite the fact that Cougar had outmatched him at every turn. Digging deeper and deeper into his own powers, Yakuto was able to power through, finally beating Cougar back. All the while, the subject of why we were taking on Cougar in the first place, to get back Frey, who was in the clutches of Jack who turned her into a cookie of sort, had actually managed to free herself from the spell, punishing Jack for what he had done. All the while, they're being observed by Vice Principal Bren, who knows that they are looking for the weakness of God in the library. What actions will the Vice Principal take? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, a nice colored cover page of Frey. I don't know what it is, despite the fact that she is still essentially just in a bikini top. The added shoulder pads with the collar and everything like that, oh no, it just adds something very interesting to the whole design. Not from a pervy standpoint, but I don't know, there's something just very interesting about it. Alright, Dead Rock Chapter 10, Slaughter. Oh, and then we have the profile for Hien. Name Hien, root, Fenrir, class 1F, likes strength. Dislikes peanuts, oh god. He and Anya from Spy Family would not get along. Notes: the son of the lord of the Fenrir Fort Castle on level 306. He's a warrior who fights with an ice sword with the power to freeze where it cut. During the Dead Rock entrance exam, he saved Yakuto and was saved by him in turn. He's taciturn, but he has a warm heart. He hasn't really been showing too much of that, but then again, I think it's because he doesn't find Yakuto honorable, as it were. Probably finds him too wild and unpredictable. We pick up fresh after Yakuto has laid Cougar out. Yakuto panting heavily. Hien and Zealosia in stunned disbelief. But Cougar, he smiled, then chuckled. Yakuto says, "You let me hit you." Zealosia questions, "What?" And Cougar rises, questioning, "How?" Yakuto questions, "Because I'm a friend of your little master." Cougar says, "I ain't that good." And then he strikes a pose, thinking, "Such elegance doesn't dwell in Moncour." I love this guy. I hope he sticks around. Zealosia doesn't know how to take that, saying, "I never get what you're saying." But Cougar just simply chuckles again. Hien then calls out to Cougar, and Cougar calls him Little Master. Hien tells him, "I idolize your strength. If I hurt you without intending to, I want to apologize." Cougar simply smiles, saying, "Please don't. It's not your fault I went and got jealous of you." His smile grows, saying, "But you know, seeing you after all these years, it's got me feeling nostalgic." And the rarest thing of the rare, Hien smiled. And even Zealosia freaks out, saying, "Yakuto, the puppy smiled." Yakuto simply says, "That is a rare sight." Okay, I don't trust this. Cougar extends his hand to Hien, saying, "Would you be my friend again?" And Hien says, "Yeah." Oh, come on! What? Okay, I'm gonna be so mad if he's actually just dead. I am gonna be so mad. Is this Bren? A fist suddenly comes crashing down on Cougar, squishing him, blood splattering everywhere. Yakuto, Zealosia, Hien, who has the blood splattered directly upon him, is shocked. And yep, before them stands Vice Principal Bren. Oh my god. I figured Cougar was gonna, take a shot at him or something. Hien freaks out, calling out for Cougar. But Bren simply eyes him down, saying, "Silence is required in the library." Hey. Okay, I hate this guy. I hope he dies horribly. Yakuto thinks, "Bren, Vice Principal, one of the 4 demon teacher? Don't tell me he's in charge of the library." Hien readies his swords, saying, "Why you?" Hien slashes at Bren's arm, causing a bunch of ice to form on it. But, despite that, no damage seems to have been taken, as Bren seems to look at his arm as if he barely even noticed that anything happened. Zealosia, worried, thinks, "We can't beat him. yet. Zelesea turns to run, saying, Yakuto, puppy, we gotta run. Yakuto turns, saying, but we haven't found the book. And Zelesea calls back, we can get that anytime. The library shows you whatever book you're thinking of, right? And Yakuto realizes this. Yeah, that actually would explain why you could find such a thing in Dead Rock, in Curse Velocity, because the library gives you whatever book you're thinking of. And so, Yakuto thinks, the book that tells God's weakness, and a book emerges from the shell, shining and shimmering, much to Yakuto's shock. Oh, what the heck? Bren thinks, so that is what you're after. I won't let you have it. And suddenly his head begins to wiggle out of his body like a worm. Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, that's a special kind of terrifying. Bren's head enlarges and comes crashing down right next to Yakuto and Zelesea. The two of them freak out. Zelesea saying, what the? While Yakuto noting his body. And as the giant face looms over them, Zelesea, is she knocked back or does she just freak out? As Yakuto calls out to her, she reforms into her bird Choco state. Well, she ain't gonna be much help in that form. But Hien, oh, he's ready to get into it. He's not ready to back down just yet. And he takes another swipe at Bren's face, but it seemingly does no damage again. Yakuto calls out to Hien, but Hien is filled with rage, saying, how could you? He was my one friend in the world and you... And he goes in for a massive attack. Ice Blade Snow Moonflower Strike! Slicing Bren down his face, and as it seems as though Bren's face is consumed by ice, Hien tells him, shatter to bits. Ooh, and as Hien sheaths his sword, the ice disappears, and blood splatters from out of Bren's face. Oh, but we see that Hien only managed one single bloody cut across Bren's face as he rises, saying, oh, that hurts a little. Hien watches, stunned, that his massive attack only did so much damage. I mean, it did something, just not really much to be noted that much. Bren says, this year's batch of first years are full of pep. I hate pep. And he goes to strike Hien down, saying, but that's enough now. I won't let you go any further. Hien, still shocked, stands there like a deer in the headlight as Bren's hand bears down on him. Bren says, now it's time for your punishment. Oh, what? No way. And it seems as though Hien is crushed, blood splattering from beneath Bren's palm. No way. Something must happen that they live through this. I couldn't imagine just killing them off here and now. Yakuto is stunned. And Choco, we really didn't need to see this. Choco piddles herself. And at least she did in bird form. And as Bren lifts his palm, big, bloody, goopy mess is all that lies beneath. And Hien's sword clatters to the ground. Yakuto, still grasping the book he wanted, says no. Hien, huh? And Bren, whose face seems to have healed, turns to Yakuto saying, now be a good boy and give me that book. Yakuto is just overwhelmed as he doesn't even know how to move in this moment. And at first Bren gives a smile, and then his face fills with rage, shouting, hand it over! You want me to squash you all like ants? Yakuto, he drops the book, overcome with fear, but Bren tells him, pick it up and bring it to me. And Yakuto says, yes, sir. No way, that's the end of it? Just like that? God damn. I didn't think they would step to him easily, but I didn't think that would just be the end of it. We pick up at the Dead Rock School dorm, Bone Rampage, which is a badass name, where I guess they're meeting with Ryzen and Makoto in some very nice looking casual clothes. Makoto says, I'm impressed you made it out alive. With Ryzen saying, geez, you got the luck of the devil. We see a reformed Hani, Frey, and Yakuto, who seems pensive. Frey asks, Makoto, could you bring Hien back to life? And Makoto says, no, not if there's no body. Frey questions, so Hien and that lion are both dead, with Hani noting we'd barely even gotten to know him. While Yakuto thinks of Hien's last words, saying, how could you? He was my one friend in the world, and you. And Yakuto silently says, maybe I could have been his friend too. And he cries, saying he came to rescue me. Ryzen questions, huh? You can cry for people? And Makoto questions him, saying, what do you think he is? I do feel like Ryzen completely completely is bypassing a lot of what Yakuto has said. Meanwhile, Chako is lounging over by the window and questions, "Have you lost your will to fight, Yakuto?" And Yakuto screams, "No. I'm ready to go to war for my family, for my village, and for Hien and Cougar. I'm gonna kill God if it's the last thing I do." Makoto, Raizen, Hani, Freya all listen in silence, while Chako starts to whip up her black magic, saying, "That's a relief to hear. We both got scared back there, but I did my job." Oh, did she pull a last-minute trick? I was kind of hoping she managed to save Hien and Cougar. Are they really dead? But Chako summons the book that Yakuto had before, saying this is the book with God's weaknesses, God's root, much to Yakuto's disbelief. Meanwhile, in Bren's office, he's holding a book with clue on the cover that reads, "Can you go to the bathroom on your own?" Bren eyes the book in his big old mitts, and he thinks to himself, when did those little brats switch it out? If God finds out about this, rage fills Bren's face. It says, "Little bastards." Man, Mashima's really gone in the opposite direction. Because it's just hard to believe that they could be killed off so easily. I mean, you would think that, given everything, Cougar would survive to some degree. Hien would survive to some degree. Maybe not, full capacity, but, managing to live somehow. Grow stronger, something. Dang. I don't mind that they'd lose, but, it's for that just to be it for both of those characters. I don't know. I don't mind a meaningful death, but I don't know. See, whereas other people always call out the fact that Mashima doesn't kill off characters, I've also said that, for me personally, you kill off too many characters and I start to kind of get a little, well, why should I care off if you kill too many of them? But at the same time, just killing them off like that. Honestly, I almost feel like Mashima is running this like a D&D campaign. Instead of backing down, Hien kept trying to fight, and he kept rolling low numbers, and he died. Just, I don't know, that feels so weird for that to be the end of their story. And I get it from the standpoint of just, hey, stakes, take this seriously. Death awaits around every corner, yada yada yada. But at the same time, just, man. But good on Chako for managing to switch out the book at the last second. Kept her eyes on the prize even when pissing herself. Jeez. But now it's a question of, Bren knows who has the book. Will he tread lightly just so God doesn't know that he allowed them to get it in their hands? Or will he go directly after them? And it's like, just because you have a book on God's weakness doesn't mean you have a book on everyone else's. I mean, Bren's power was unreal. If they fight him again, how do they overcome that? And I won't be mad if Mashima brings back Hien and Cougar. I'll say that much. But at the same time, dang, the cojones on him to actually do that. I mean, Cougar was one thing, but Hien? That is a bit of a hard pill to swallow. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and hope to see you later. Till then, bye-bye.